All right, you're back. I'm Jeff Burr with the Tattooed Spirit, and we're moving on to the second suit, the second group of court cards for the second suit that we covered. That's the suit of cups. That's that watery element. That's the most passive of all of the suits that we've talked about. It's the most introspective. And you can see with this character here in the page, when you draw this card, when you see this card, you're going to imagine him imagining that fish. This is the card of imagination. This is the card that gathers this idea and the concept of the water that is the cups and that grounding earth that is the position of the page, and how that relationship interacts with each other, how the earth sort of holds the water, and how the water can form the earth, how the water can form your way of being through this card, through your imagination. All right? Whenever you imagine, whenever you visualize, that is an active, creative aspect of just sitting back and having the emotions of that action affect you and affect your life. This is a very interesting card. I like to think of it as just as the being active by not doing anything, being productive by not doing anything. We had seen themes of this in other cards, in particular with the second card, intuition. But this card is a wonderful hint. It's a wonderful suggestion. It's a wonderful meditation that you can be actively changing your life by using your imagination, by directing your thoughts in creating with how the feelings that they create, with that cup's energy, with the watery energy that they create, thinking certain thoughts, and how that changes your quote-unquote futures, I guess is how you could look at that the most. Whenever you happen to see this card reversed, if you draw this card as a suggestion, give me some ideas of what I need to be focusing on, and this card comes up, this is an idea for you to follow that maybe it's time to now act. If this is just using your stillness and the passivity of the water to imagine a future in the earth, a new way of being, which is the earth, then you can just begin action on those things that you had been imagining about. This is a wonderful support for you. The idea that whatever you do imagine, whatever you do create in your mind, that is the very first step in the creation of that particular outcome for yourself. So that's how you use this Page of Cups. This is how the randomness of the shuffle and in the position and the intention in which you wish to draw this, and how your mind will begin to interpret how to direct your day in very interesting terms. If you have a lot of fire energy, a lot of wands in your suggestions generally, that's all that doing suit. It's time to pause and reflect. I'd like for you to think about athletes every time you see this card. Particularly, most of us watch the Olympics, and you usually see the athletes. In particular, I'm thinking about those downhill fast guys. All right? Those guys and girls sit on top of the mountain and they imagine exactly every move, every left, every turn, where they're going to tuck, where they have to get ready to spring. They imagine it first. That has a very interesting physiological effect whenever you get up into that position of actually having to do it, actually having to step into the action of following through on where your imagination took you first. That's all the energy with this card. And whenever the magic of this card showing up, that is how I wish for you to begin to change your life. Just imagining how it can, and then taking some steps to make that actually happen. All right? The Knight of Cups is next. What an interesting gaze this particular character has on his cup. We're going to find out why he's looking at his cup, the way he's looking at his cup in just a moment. Oh yeah, and by the way, his horse. Bye.